Your baby daddy don't want to deal with you.
Don't say that. Mm-mm. I'm not gonna let you do me like that because I know I'm a good person and I know that there's some
Wait a
things that I
French
need
toast
to work
minute,
on.
ma'am.
That's
Don't
why
tell me
I
what not.
listen to
Don't you do
you,
that. No, no, no,
Kevin.
no, no. Hell
I
no,
get a
hell
lot
no,
of
no. Don't
advice
talk.
from
No, hell no,
you.
hell no. Oh, I'm not your man. Hello, how are you? Good. Do you have this playing on TV or in another window? Okay, y'all got. All right. So if you're in the Zoom, you should be able to hear this without being in. So hello, how are you? Good. What do you have? How old are you? All right. So what's the comment or concern? Okay. Okay. I don't know. I don't understand what you're talking about. Hmm.
And I am a woman that is woman enough to apologize to him when I'm wrong. So when he is wrong, how are we to handle that though? You know, even if he does apologize, like I'm finding it hard for me to kind of really come back from it though. Like, really?
Okay. All right. So I see what happened. I'll replay that. I'll upload the first part for the audience because it's popping off. Okay. So first, you said you're in a relationship,
Hmm.
and how long have you been in a relationship?
We've been in a relationship for a little over a year.
And what? And he apologized.
He did apologize after the fact, but during the conversation, during the argument,
Okay.
it got a bit heated. I said a few things. I got a little bit out of character.
Who? Okay.
Um,
Okay. But bottom line, there was a disagreement.
yes,
He apologized,
he
and
apologized.
you're having a hard time getting past it.
Yes.
Well, I gotta ask, ma'am. A little background. Have you ever been married?
No, I haven't.
Any children?
I do. I do have a 2-year-old. I started late.
How old are you again?
I'm 42. I got pregnant when I was 39.
Hold on.
First baby,
Where's my slap
first
sound?
pregnancy.
And are you in the? Is this the child's father you with?
No, it's not. Mm-mm.
Does he want the same relationship outcomes that you want?
The man I'm with now?
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Hmm.
Well, ma'am,
She is.
I just think you need to understand how fortunate you even are that at 40, in your mid 40s, you got a man who's even willing to deal with you and a 2-year-old. I'm gonna just come straight down the pipe. You 42, 44, 42, 44,
I'm 42.
42 with a 2-year-old. And you had an
Yes.
argument with somebody who ain't your toddler's father.
Yes.
And I'm sure you got a mouth on you.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Ma'am,
I've come a long way.
ma'am,
Can
I'm
I
sure you got a
say
mouth
that?
on you. Ma'am,
Hmm.
you asked for advice, right?
Yes.
I'm sure you got a mouth on you at 42. Is that accurate or inaccurate?
Um, it might be a bit accurate. Hmm.
All right, then. So why would you say don't say that?
Because I think it's offensive.
Your mouth is offensive.
And I'm working on that.
I
I'm
don't
not
care if you're working on it. See
agreeing with you.
what I just showed you, ma'am. is a statement of fact that's offensive to you.
Mm-hmm.
Who
It
are
was.
you to
It
be
was.
getting? Oh no, no, no! Who are you to be getting an attitude with anybody with a 2-year-old? You're lucky that the man is even going to deal with you. And this is what we need to start telling women. Y'all got a lot of goddamn nerve to have an attitude when you 42 with a toddler and you know you got a mouth and you can't get past it. Well, by the time your child is 18, you'll be 60.
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't you with the child's father?
Um.
That mouth?
No. No. He would. He would much rather be doing other things.
Okay, let's reel it back in. I don't understand why you ladies get so offended at the truth that you know.
Because I don't want to breathe life to it. That's all.
That is
I
bull.
see
That
what
is
you're
bull.
saying,
That
and
is
I
bull.
truly
That is
agree with you.
that is bullshit. This is part of the problem with modern women. You won't acknowledge your faults. And you guys have come up with this new age BS. Well, I don't want to breathe life into it. I want to bring light, focus, magnify it so you can see it, so you can understand how it affects somebody else. You guys act like if I don't see it or talk about it, it won't go anywhere. He's dealing with it, just like you deal with his stuff, right?
Hmm.
But let's be honest here. He doesn't have a, does he have a kid?
He has two older children.
How much older?
They are a lot older, actually, 20 and 18.
You are out of your French toast mind, man. This man, even the fact that he's dealing with you and a toddler, you should be on your knees thanking God every day.
And who's to say I'm not? Who's
Because
to
you
say
said you
I'm
got a
not?
problem getting past it. And you got a problem getting past it. Let's get into this. You want, did he cheat on you? Or, what was the nature of the argument?
Um,
Just the nature. You don't have to get into the specifics.
the nature of the argument. It was more so, hey, he asked me a question about some things that he wanted me to be really transparent about. And
Okay.
when I began to talk about it, I had some reservations and kind of I held back, and he
Uh,
was upset about that.
was it stuff that he needed to know for his own protection?
Um, I wouldn't say it was to that extent, but I think he felt like I wasn't comfortable enough, and
Okay. So
to,
he asked you to be transparent about some stuff that you weren't comfortable necessarily revealing.
hmm
And you started talking about it, but you withheld some stuff.
yes,
And he could sense that you were withholding stuff, or you admitted that you withheld stuff.
he sensed it, and then I admitted it.
All right. And then how did you guys get into an argument?
Because I wouldn't say immediately, but like I said, I sensed that he was upset, and then there was the attitude. Like,
You got an
and
attitude.
that's, I guess it
Hold
kind
on,
of
hold on,
like
hold
took
on.
it
You
over
got an
to me.
attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So he asked you something to be transparent about something.
Mm-hmm.
You said it wasn't necessarily need to know, but he asked you, right? Now, you
Right.
ladies often say you want a man who's honest. And if we flip this script and you asked a man to be honest and he came at you with a halfway story and half truth, and then you sense that he's being halfway truthful, which is deceptive, and you feel some kind of way, and if he attacked you with an attitude, what would we call him? What would we call that man?
What do we call him, Kevin?
What would we call him, ma'am?
A liar, someone who's not being
Ma'am,
trustworthy.
he asked you to be honest with something, and you were deceptive.
I
He's
wasn't being deceptive.
and
I
that's
was.
a okay. You were not being no. See, this
I
is
was.
another thing.
The
Okay,
conversation kind of threw me off.
did you tell what?
The conversation kind of threw me off. That's where, like,
Okay, but
I
okay,
wasn't
then did you tell
expecting
him?
it.
Okay, and did you tell him I'm not comfortable sharing this, or did you?
Yes.
Okay, all right, but then
Yes.
okay, hold on. But ma'am, you're in a relationship.
Mhm.
He asked you something. You have the choice to either disclose or not disclose. But a
Mhm.
partial disclosure is a partial lie. It's a lie of omission.
Okay.
See how slick and loose you guys play with it when you guys are the ones. That's why I was saying in the beginning, y'all can't even apologize. He asked you something that you weren't comfortable with sharing. So you just shared, and he could sense that you weren't being upfront. And he asked you about it, then you admitted it. And then you got an attitude because he could sense that you were lying. And you have a problem getting over this?
I
A
have a
42
problem
year
getting
old
over the
woman with
way
a
that
2 year
he
old.
handled it.
You, this is why y'all are nuts.
No.
Ma'am, I need you to listen. You are lucky that you have a man. I don't know if y'all really understand this. You got a 2 year old. Your baby daddy don't want to deal with you.
You don't say that. Mm-mm. I'm not gonna let you do me like that because I know I'm a good person and I know that there's some
Wait a
things that I
French
need to
toast
work
minute,
on.
ma'am.
That's
Don't
why
tell me
I
what not.
listen
Don't
to
you do
you,
that. No, no, no,
Kevin.
no, no. Hell
I
no,
get a
hell
lot
no,
of
no. Don't
advice
talk.
from
No, hell no.
you.
Oh, I'm not your man. I'm not gonna let me do you like what? You're the one that laid up and had a baby with a dude that didn't want to be with you. Don't get mad at me because I acknowledge it. Joel ass. I mean, seriously, y'all, and you want, and I'm mirroring back what you give, ma'am. You're not gonna let me do what? Acknowledge the fact that you had a baby at 40 with a guy who didn't want to marry you. Then why'd you have his baby?
Because I wanted to.
Right, but does he want to be with you?
That's neither here nor there.
No,
No,
ma'am,
because
you
she's
said you're not
here
going
and
to
she's
let me do
mine.
anything. You said you're not going to let me do something. Does your child's father want to be with you?
And I don't want to be with him.
That's not
It's
what I asked.
mutual.
That's not what I
It's
asked.
mutual.
See, that's my point. See, people, this is modern women. And this is the woman who's involved with somebody who she lied to, and he sensed that she was lying and she got an attitude. This all started when I said she had a mouth on her. And remember, this is a 42-year-old woman with a
You
2 year old.
using the word lie, and that's
Lie,
not what
lie,
it
lie,
was.
liar, deception, intent to deceive,
That's
defraud.
not what it
That's what you did when you don't tell the whole truth. You should have just said, I won't talk about it. And look at this. This smug ass, like, now remember, she mad at him. She can't get past it. Bro, if you see this, let her be with her baby. You don't need this. You don't need a woman who thinks she's doing you a favor by giving you half a truth. When y'all always talk about y'all want a man to be honest. But she don't want to breathe life into it. I don't want to breathe life into it. Why am I being so direct? Because these are the women that the younger women look at. And why do you think we're jacked up? These women are my contemporaries. And ma'am, you asked. And I'm just sitting here wondering why you can't even admit what you said. As if it's going to change anything. You're just talking to yourself. Now you're going to
I
say,
told
hold
him
on,
that I
man.
did not want to talk about it at the
Okay, man,
time.
but I want to go back to the point of you not going to let me do something. I
Right,
said,
because
I
Kevin,
said,
you're putting words in
oh,
my
you're not
mouth
going to
and
overtalk
you're
me.
trying to
I will,
change up
I
everything.
will
And
end up
I was
having my
just,
own damn. This is why you can't make you can't make this up. Shame, insults, guilt, the need to be right, defiant. This is somebody's mama. She ain't learned shit at 42. Chronologically, 42. Still bopping around here like a 20-something-year-old. Who has a child out of wedlock with a man who don't want to marry you? And I don't want to marry him either. And I'm going to stand on what I said. You're lucky that somebody's even willing to deal with you. Look at her ass. She just talking. You just talking to herself anyway. Anybody listening to you? Okay, anybody hear you? You've been muted. You were muted a long time ago. Now I want you to understand, what did I start this monologue off saying? Modern ladies, men are tired. Who, whether you like my tone, dislike my tone, this is what men are dealing with. This is when you say, why are you dating younger women? These are women that are my age cohort. This is what you want us to deal with? Lying baby mamas with attitudes? Should I go there? I mean, it'd be different if you was a dress size 4. Maybe. Maybe. So busy trying to worry about what I couldn't get past it. Tiffany, come on out. Hi,
Hi,
Tiffany. How
Calvin.
are you?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. Let's woosah. Wasa.
Yes.
Reset from that madness. How are you doing, Miss Tiffany?
I'm good. I just have a question for you, actually.
Go ahead. What's the question?
I just wonder, like, because I see a lot of women come on your show, and sometimes you say, I think they're gorgeous, and your standards are, higher. You'll say they're like adjustable 6 or average.
Okay.
And for the women who don't have kids or a lot of baggage, younger women, and they want the higher 10% of men,
Uh-huh.
and you say, what do you bring to the table that a man should choose you? And I just want to know what that actually means. Like,
Okay, ma'am. I don't. Okay. Are you okay? You guys kind of talk in the stream of consciousness. Make it simple. Are you asking what an average woman who wants an upper tier man, what she brings to the table? What does that mean?
actually, you can explain it to me in both ways. For a
No, I
woman
can't, because
that,
I need to understand what you're talking about, because it makes sense to you, but it doesn't make sense to me.
okay,
Make it simple. What's the question you're asking so I can answer it?
okay. So first, so if she wants an upper tier man and you ask
Huh?
her what she brings to the table that,
To you, but it doesn't make sense to me.
okay,
Make it simple. What's the question you're asking so I can answer it?
okay. So first, so if she wants an upper tier man and you ask
Huh?
her what she brings to the table that, because those men have a lot of options, and I just want to know,
Uh,
what do you mean? What should she bring to the table?
she should be at least what he wants.
Okay.
That's pretty straightforward. I mean, you said something about these beauty standards, and men with options can have their pick of the litter. Does she look
Okay.
like does she, are you talking about a woman who's average looking?
No, I'm
Well,
talking
that's
about
kind
a
of what,
woman.
that's kind of how, that's how you started, though.
No, I'm talking about beautiful women, like attractive young women that,
Okay.
the basic, I guess, what do you call it? FBI.
Okay, FBI, feminine, beautiful, that's not, but they don't all want the top 10%. If you want a top 10% man, you got to be a top 10% woman. How about that? Make it real
And
simple.
what is a top 10% woman?
Well, ma'am, okay. Let me ask you, why is this question so important to you?
Because I hear it thrown around a lot,
But
and it's not really,
why is it important to you though? Do you
because I
want a
just
man,
want to,
do you want a man on this level?
no, not necessarily. I'm fine with average men.
Okay, so what I'm trying to understand is, what relevance does it have to you? If it's not
I,
your world and not your desire, why is it animating you?
I mean, it would be nice to have that kind of man, but it's not like a goal of mine. I'm
Okay,
fine with,
okay.
so
So what I'm trying to ask is, what's your motivation in asking the question? I just want to know.
just
Because,
pure curiosity.
but you can be curious about so many other things. Why are you curious about this? That's what I'm trying to.
Because you never say why and what it is.
Because I
What do you
never say
bring?
why what.
Like, what is it that you want? What was it? Would it be something that
No,
men
no,
of
no,
that
no, no,
caliber?
no, no, no. See, this is the problem. I honestly believe that most women want men on this level. Y'all just don't want to say it. And
Okay,
you just
it
said
wouldn't be
I
a
would
bad
like to.
thing.
You, of course, it would be okay. It wouldn't be a bad thing if you and women like you or whatever got one. But would it be bad for him? See, it's all. What do the men want? What do men who have had to make themselves the top 10%? and had to make themselves valuable. What do they want? What's a good thing for them? Are any of
Yeah.
these women, are any of the women that that call in and ask these questions, are they good things for these kind of men?
Sometimes the women on your show, yeah, to me, in
Sometimes.
my
What
opinion,
okay. Sometimes, ma'am, you ladies are often very friendly and very nice to one another. You lie to each other too. You'll tell each other you look good and stuff when you don't. You'll tell each other you're not overweight when you are.
I don't do that.
Okay, but I said
But I
women.
know what you mean.
So if you in general, rule of thumb, if you want a top tier man, you got to be a top tier woman. Conversely, if you're a top tier woman, would you not look at a top tier woman a little strange if she was with just an average guy when she had the ability to be with top tier men? Would you not
Yeah,
look at, okay, then if you understand that, you know that a man would have to bring something to the table to have a woman that's a top tier woman. We don't have to define it, but you kind of know what it is.
I don't though. That's the thing.
Okay.
I'm just so
You don't know
curious.
you don't know what a man would have to bring to be with a top tier woman.
I understand what a man would have to bring to be with
Right,
a top
right.
tier
And
woman,
what
but I
does
want to.
what does a woman need to bring to be with a top tier man? First off, she needs to be fit.
Yes.
What percentage of the women in our community fit that category?
Well, I know we have a obesity issue.
I asked what percentage of the women in
I
our
don't know,
category.
but I mean your
What do you?
stats that
No,
you
no,
usually
no,
give.
no, 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 no. See, you're asking, and it's not my standard. I'm asking what percentage of women in our community are fit out of 100% of the
I
women.
don't know. I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know
guess.
how many.
Guess.
It's. I mean, American bad here.
Guess in
I would
our
say
community. Guess. Guess.
20%.
Yes, 20%. That's 2 out of 10. Is that a lot?
No,
Right.
it's really.
That's not. But then, so automatically, 8 out of the 10 women are automatically knocked out of the fitness thing. So of the two that are left, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, childless.
Okay. That part
Then,
I already know. You say that.
okay, and then there's an attraction standard. Men are visual.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Because it was this one lady that came on. You probably remember because I guess she talked to her sugar daddy or something in the background. And she was a really attractive lady, young,
Okay,
fit.
ma'am. Okay, so, ma'am. Uh, look, men with options want the best that they can get, and then they want to pick. If most women, what percentage of women call onto my show saying they want men? What percentage of women call in my show say they want to be married with kids, and they also would prefer to not have to work?
I think most women want that.
Thank
Well,
you. And if most women want that, and automatically, at best, 10% of men can afford that, that means 9 out of 10 women are not going to get it.
right. Everything's kind of just out of balance because
It's not out of balance. It's out of balance because women wanting what they don't qualify for. But we tell women they can have it all. You can't. You got to stay in your lane. So that's
right.
what you
I
bring to
mean,
the table.
most
Asking
people
you
have
what
to
you
work.
bring. Yeah, but men's lanes are already defined, and you ask what women's lanes are. You should know what your lane is. You know that you should know whether or not you look like you belong with a man that's in the top 10%. Whether you act that way, whether he would pick a woman like you, because men know that. Men aren't confused about this. I don't understand why women are so confused, but men are pretty clear. A man can look at a woman like Rihanna, Beyonce, or Kelly Rowland and say, I don't qualify for them. But women seem to think that, well, yeah, somebody. That's what I'm trying to ask. What's the motivation? It's trying to me to define it. Because here's the problem. Every time I define something, there's another woman that comes along and says, yeah, but, well, what about this or what about that? Like there is no hardcore definitive standard outside the fact either you're in the group or you're not. And the women who are in
Okay.
that group don't question it. The women who are in that club know they're in that club.
So the lady with the sugar daddy, I thought she was beautiful. She was young.
I don't even know what show you're talking about.
She didn't have any kids. She was
I don't
fit.
know what show you're talking about. said it again. I don't know what I do show. I don't know what show you talk about. You remember that show? I don't know. There have been plenty of shows with women with sugar daddies. I don't know what you're talking about. And just because you thought it was fine, you're not the man.
No, but I have an idea, what beauty is.
But
But it seems like every woman that comes on that meets that category.
Why is this okay? Why does this matter to you?
I just said curiosity.
Okay, so and I'm curious.
Like, is there even an
I'm
answer?
curious. Okay, how old are you? I'm curious. How old are you?
I'm 38.
38. Are you married?
No.
Any children?
Mm-hmm.
How many?
I have 3.
How many different fathers?
1.
Why didn't you guys marry?
We were engaged.
Okay.
Somebody called me.
All right.
We got together when we were both 19, and
okay. But you got 3 kids at 38. And see, I'm more curious as to why a woman at your age with 3 kids by 1 man is not more focused on getting your man.
I have a man.
Your husband. So, if you have your man, then what these women get with their man means nothing. It's a waste of energy. That's my point. You got a man. You should be focusing your time, in my opinion, on your man getting the outcome that he and you want down the path of your kids versus this. But far too many of our women sit around watching Love and Hip Hop and Real Housewives and this and that, such and so forth. And y'all shit ain't where it needs to be. You better just focus your energy on that, in my opinion. My personal opinion.
So I couldn't call in just out of curiosity, because to point the women in the right direction.
It's not just out of curiosity. You watch this show, you watch that show. You watched a lot, but apparently haven't learned a lot.
Somebody answers the question, you never answer it. You find a way not to answer the question.
I answer the question as well as people can formulate the answer. Your question is all over the place. And it's basically, why can't an average woman have a high value man? That's really what you're asking. Why isn't this woman that I think is cute enough get this guy? Because he's got more options. He wants the best he can pick.
Okay, what does he bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? What does that mean for a high value man? That's all I wanted to know. If she's already fit, she's already young.
Stop talking! Again, they don't get what they're like. Far too many women.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Spotlight News. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Before we proceed, let's give respect to the fallen legend Papa Kevin Samuels for his good work he has done to the community. He has more amazing and educative videos that teach you how to navigate your ways around men and women, videos that teach you how to bring yourself in public, videos that teach you how to handle yourself publicly and to teach one another. Before we proceed, let's thank the Almighty God for keeping us blessed. We can speak, we can talk. Many didn't make it to life, many didn't wake up, many are using life supporting machine. But then who are you to wake up live and kicking? And okay, so today we are going to talk about single motherhood and single fatherhood. I think, as you hear in that video, single motherhood and fatherhood, it's becoming more and more, because I think everyone is unapologetic. Everyone doesn't want to apologize to the partner, to one or the other partner. So at the times you find yourself messing up things. So what I feel pity in this, I feel pity for the kids, because mostly if you're to look at the kids, those that are raised by single mothers and single fathers, they want to be like their moms, because mostly moms, they tell the kids, you know what, you make your money, you go to school, you don't need a man, you have to be you. So at times it is very difficult to find someone who grew up in a single motherhood, getting married or having a family, because they'll grow up with that mentality that having a family is the worst thing, it's the worst stuff. At the end of the day, they end up messing up their lives because they are looking up to their mothers. And actually, if you try to research about single motherhood, mostly ladies, we are the most big gender in bringing this, because for us, we decide with hunger, then after we reach that side, you be like, let me go back, and it's too late. At times we think the streets are welcome for us. You be like, anyway, actually, even when I stay alone, I can be alone, the streets will welcome me. When the streets are really hard to welcome someone like you, because you already faced the stuff. So at the end of the day, there is that challenge you face, because to explain to someone that I'm a single mother, I'm a what, at times it becomes so weird for someone to allow you just like that, because you're a single mother. So at times you end up regretting, and you can't really go back to where you've been, because there is nothing you can do about it all. Okay, so let's fight single motherhood. I think if you can sort your issues, and you be with your man, because producing in this man and this man, let's all accept, ladies, if you happen to get a kid just once you produce a kid, you've gone, because no one is going to take you the way you are. Money, okay, 90%, just 10% of men can admit you the way you are with your kid, but most of them won't admit you because they feel like you're already used up with another man. They'll be like, how can I, So actually, value is more important. If you value yourself, even things will move on well. But if you can't value yourself, what will happen next? So guys, as we end our video, we are still in the donation season. Actually, even this coming week, I'm going for donations. We are doing charity to street kids, to the sick people, to old moms who can help themselves. We give things like clothes, we give things like shoes, we give things like bread, we give things like food, we give them things like pads to the girls, we give them shoes, any. So we are donating. If you have any plug about it, you just have to contact that number down there, and we see what to do. Okay, bye bye, let me go for work. May God bless you, and stay tuned.